You think addiction is a personal weakness. It's not. It's one of the most profitable systems ever created. And the worst part is, it was designed to keep you engaged, and that can make it very hard to stop. You're not using the app is using you. Most of you are going to watch this video, nod your head, and then immediately return to the machine that owns you. But if you stay with me, if you let yourself really sit with what I'm about to tell you, you'll finally see the strings. Most people think addiction is about a lack of discipline, a failure of will. They believe if you just tried harder, you could put down the phone, walk away from the snack, stop refreshing the page. But if addiction was simply a matter of willpower, why are millions of people around the world struggling with the exact same habits? The same apps, the same foods, the same loops, at the same time, in every country on Earth. That's not a coincidence. That's a pattern. So what if the problem isn't you? What if the system around you, the apps, the food, the media, was engineered to make quitting feel almost impossible? What if your willpower was never the variable they were counting on? If it's free, you're not the user, you're the product. To understand the trap, stop looking at the substance, look at the structure. Because whether it's a rat in a cage or a commuter on a train, the mechanism is strikingly similar. The structure is biological, ancient, and it has been studied, tested, and optimized by industries worth trillions, built to make sure the chase never ends. Many of the most addictive systems follow a similar three-step formula: trigger, reward, repeat. That's the core loop, the engine that keeps it running: dopamine. Now, most people think dopamine is only about pleasure. But dopamine is less about pleasure and more about motivation and anticipation. In 1938, B.F. Skinner discovered operative. He found that if you reward a rat randomly, sometimes giving food, sometimes not, the rat will press the lever thousands of times, more than if the reward was guaranteed. He called this variable ratio reinforcement. It's a similar mechanism used across many apps, games, and platforms you use every day. Dopamine is about anticipation, the feeling of maybe, the feeling of almost. The moment right before you find out if you got the like, the match, the win. It's the chemical that says, keep going. The next one could be better. The more unpredictable the reward, the more dopamine spikes. The more dopamine spikes, the deeper the hook. This is why a slot machine can be more addictive than a vending machine. Why a notification that might be important can feel more compelling than a guaranteed message. Why you check your phone 50 times an hour, not because there's always something new, but because there might be. And this is the part nobody tells you. Social media, gambling, junk food, pornography, video games, different industries, a similar pattern. They don't just sell you a product, they sell you the anticipation of the product. Because once you're chasing the maybe, you're already caught. These aren't accidents. Entire industries worth trillions are built to keep your attention as long as possible. At Facebook, the early metric wasn't happiness, it was time on site. At Netflix, the competition isn't other streaming services, it's sleep. Reed Hastings once said, "We're competing with sleep, and we're winning." This isn't speculation. These systems are studied, tested, and optimized using real behavioral science. Food scientists don't design snacks that satisfy you, They design snacks that hit the bliss point, the exact balance of salt, fat and sugar that makes it very hard to stop once you start. They call it mouthfeel. You call it, I can't eat just one. They aren't chefs, they're chemical engineers optimizing for one thing: repeat consumption. App designers don't measure happiness, they measure session length. TikTok's algorithm gets extremely good at predicting what you're likely to keep watching, often before you consciously decide. It doesn't just serve what you like, it serves what will keep you scrolling. The longer you stay, the more money they make. It's that simple, and that unsettling. But the system doesn't just hook you, it also makes you feel like it's your fault. You've done it before, opened your phone for one thing, and 45 minutes disappeared. And in that moment, what did you call yourself? Lazy, weak, distracted. You blamed yourself. We've internalized the blame so deeply, we've turned our own struggle into a moral failing. We call it screen addiction, as if the screen were the problem, and not the billion-dollar machine behind it. You're not just fighting a bad habit, you're up against systems built by teams of behavioral scientists, neuroscientists, engineers, and designers. People whose entire job is to make sure you stay engaged. You're a single person with finite willpower. They're a billion-dollar machine with infinite resources. And somehow, you're blaming yourself for losing. This doesn't mean you have no control, but it does mean you're not fighting this alone. Not everyone responds the same way, but these patterns are strong enough to affect millions of people. Look at your own life right now. What do you reach for when you're bored? Stressed? When you want to escape, even just for a minute? Did you choose that habit, or was it chosen for you? The moment you understand how addiction is designed, you stop blaming yourself. Because it was never just about willpower. It was about who had more resources, you or systems optimized to capture your attention. But here's what they didn't design for: awareness. The second you see the system clearly, it starts to lose its grip. You can't be manipulated by a mechanism you see in plain sight. The algorithm can't predict your moves if you stop reacting and start observing. The bliss point can't control you if you know it's there. You are not broken. You were never broken. You were just playing a rigged game without knowing the rules. These systems are designed to capture your attention, and over time, that can start to feel like control. But now you realize. Now you know.